Hello and welcome to another very exciting video of Python. See, in many scenarios, when user enters a data, we want to check it if the data entered is correct or according to the rules that we want them to be correct, at least they are correct, okay? That is data validation or input validation. Input validation is simply a defensive programming technique used to ensure the data entered by the user is sensible, reasonable, and safe before it is processed. So we want to be sure that the data that is entered is just correct, and in the future it will not create any kind of problem for us, okay? So that is data validation. Data integrity, maintaining the accuracy and consistency of data. So for example, I want an email address. So it has to be in the format of email address, okay? And loop framework, we just use a while loop to force the user to re-enter data until it satisfies all validation constraints, okay? We just make a loop. Inside the loop, we will check the conditions and we will check the rules of our data. Uh, and only if all the rules or all the requirements were met, then we will just get out of the loop. Otherwise, we will just continuously keep telling the user to re-enter the data. So the first thing, okay, that we are going to work on is a basic framework structure for guaranteed valid inputs, okay? So the first thing, let's just check this code that I have written, okay? While true, see user input, so we are just entering something. Yeah, it cannot be empty. See, simply I need to be sure the user has entered something. So that is a while true. And here I'm checking if user input is not equal to empty string, then data accepted, and break just comes out of the loop, okay? Otherwise, if it is equal to empty string, it means user has not entered anything. Then in that case, what we will have, else print invalid input. Please try again. Okay. So if I just run that, yeah, enter something. If I just enter, for example, yeah, Ali, then yeah, here that is data accepted. Okay. But if I just simply run it and without entering anything, just simply put enter, then yeah, invalid input. Please try again. Okay. Enter something, cannot be empty, okay? Input something, cannot be empty. Again, if I just without writing anything, if again just I keep uh, hitting enter, so I'll have the same thing unless I just enter something, okay? For example, yeah, I'll just write here learn with Sahil, okay? So yeah, data accepted. So that is what we are just doing here, okay? We are using a while loop while true. And whenever just the condition was met, then we will just simply break out of that, okay? This is one example where we are just checking that user has entered something. The next one, that is constraint strategies, okay? Range, length, and the presence check, okay? Range check, simply it means here we want to ensure that a numerical value falls within a specific minimum and maximum threshold. For example, you're creating a software for test scores, and that cannot be just less than 0 and more than 100, okay? So you want to make sure that your data is just in that range, okay? Length check for password. For example, sometimes you are entering password somewhere and they are saying that yeah, the password has to be at least 12 characters. So that is length check. You will check after just the user enters a password, you will just check is it 12 characters or not, okay? That is length check. And presence check is just the thing that we did here, okay? Simply we've verified that in a compulsory field there has been added something, okay? So working on each one of them, for example, range check, okay, because I don't want this video to become very lengthy, I've just written the codes before. See again, while true, score in inter exam score between 0 and 100, then see if score is smaller than larger equal than 0 and score is smaller equal than 100, it means between 0 and 100, okay? So print valid score recorded break, okay? Else error score must be between 0 and 100. So if I just run this, So as you can see, yeah, enter exam score. If I just enter here 102, so again, score must be between 0 and 100, and again, it will just keep asking me, okay, -9, again, so it has to be there, okay, 87, then yeah, valid score of 87 is checked, so is recorded. So as you can see, again, there is a while true. We have just gotten a condition. When our condition is met, then we will just simply get out of the loop, okay, with the break. The next one is length check. Okay, length check, we already just know the function that gives the length of a string or length of any collection. Okay, that is len. So again, while true, then just input. Inside that input, this has to be inside the while, because every time I want the user to just enter a new input until he has not entered the correct one. Okay, then yeah, create a 4-digit pin, for example, it has to be 4 digits. Then yeah, here I'm just checking len of pin. If that is equal to 4, then yeah, pin length is valid, and again break. When our just condition is met, then break. Otherwise, it's a while true, it will just keep running. Okay, otherwise, yeah, your error message. Clear? Then that is just length check. Okay, presence check as well, we just did in the first one. If it is equal to if it is not equal to empty string, okay, then break. So that is something. Okay, then another thing, type exception checking. Okay, error handling, try and accept keywords. Okay, if there is any runtime error possible in somewhere in our code, we will just simply put that inside a try block. Okay, and after that, if the error happens, our computer will not or our program will not crash. It will just do the other thing that we have just told it. Okay, in the accept. So here, see, try check ensures the data matches the expected data type, integer or float or whatever. Okay, runtime or exception, if a user types letters when Python expects an integer, so the program crashes with a value error. Okay, and try except gracefully catches the error, preventing the program from crashing. So see here, while true, again while true. Okay, it means it has to keep going unless we just get to the break. Okay, so see here, age, we need a number. If user enters something like a name or just text here, this will crash our program. Okay, but because I've just put it inside a try block, it will not do that. Okay, so see, if error happens here, okay, mostly it is possible here. If error happens here, our computer will just do this. Okay, error, that was not a valid whole number, letters and symbols are not allowed. If there was no error, then this will be done, and we will just get out of the while loop. Okay, so we will just break. So see here, yeah, mainly if we just enter any number or anything, if we enter text when it is just calling for number, here see, it is converted to int, so it should give us some problem. Okay, runtime error, but it does not give me runtime error. Okay, I can just write anything there. Okay, unless just simply I input a correct number there. Okay, 32 for example, then yeah, type check passed, age is 32. Clear? So that is try except. For runtime errors, mostly we use try and except. We just write the code which has a probability of having or just creating a runtime error inside try block, and if error happens, what should just computer do? We will just do that inside except. See, if problem did not, if here problem occurs, this two lines will not run. It will just directly go into except and again just repeat that. Okay, but if no problem occurred, then yeah, we will just simply break it out. Okay, so that is kind of very important. You have to just understand. Then practical code example, combining type, presence, and range validation. A robust system typically applies multiple validation rules at the same time. Scenario, okay, booking a school trip package where the number of ticket must be between 1 and 10. The input must not be blank and it must be a valid number. Okay, so doing all of them, so that is while true. So we just know that we have to just do that. Then number of tickets, okay, num of tickets or ticks, okay, is equal to int input how many tickets do you want, okay, between 1 and 10. Clear? So you have to just do something like that. The what scenarios we are just checking, okay, it must not be blank. First of all, I'll just check if num of tickets, even I'll just not change it to int here, okay, because first of all I have to check if it is empty string, okay. If num of tickets is not equal to or is not equal to this, okay, so what we will just simply, or if it is equal, okay, if it is equal to empty string, then we have to just kind of continue. We will just say that, yeah, print you have to enter a number, okay. And after that, what we'll do, we'll just simply continue. We just studied what continue does. Yeah, continue just does not check the rest of the unit. It's empty, so no need to check anything again in take input, okay. If it was just not that, okay, so simply I can just write there elif, or here, because as the case is continue, if this was made, we will just simply have continue. If this was not made, then yeah, we can just, now simply I'll just check the range, okay. First of all, yeah, it must be a valid number. So valid number, I'll just simply try, and inside the try block I'll just write something like this, okay. Num of ticks integer, okay, integer is equal to int num of ticks, okay. Now see, if no problem occurred here, we will simply have to continue, okay, or we will just simply have to go forward, okay. But again, just if problem happens here, okay, if there is just an error there, then again accept value error, okay. If just any value error happens here, then simply I'll have to just say that, yeah, print and the data was not whole number, okay. Only number is accepted, okay, something like that. So only number is accepted. Then if that happens again, simply continue here, okay, continue. So that is fine, except if it happens, okay. If it doesn't, if error does not happen here, so we do not have anything to just kind of worry about, then now I'll just simply check try. It has to be just between 0 and 100. If between 0 and 10, if num of tickets integer is larger, okay, is larger equal 0, and num of tickets integer is smaller equal than 10, okay. So we have to just kind of something do something here. Even here, yeah, let's just do the continue thing. So if that is, if it is like this, it is acceptable, okay. If it is like this, it is acceptable. So I'll just make it not, okay. I'll just make it not, or simply I can just make it or here and change the signs here. So I can just do any one of them, okay. It's not in Java, okay. Not. If it was not like that, then again print data out of range. Clear? Then again continue. Okay, that is just one of the things we can do. If none of them happened, okay, if none of them happened, then here just simply I'll write, it means no continue happened, and we just got here print data was completely, or data is completely, or input is completely data or input. Okay, input is completely okay, clear, something like that we can just write. And now break. Okay, get out of the, so that is just one of the things that, yeah, we can just do. Okay, let me just comment out this one, and that is just our code that we can just do, and yeah, enter. Which one? 1 and 10. Simple. The first one, I'll enter nothing. So you have to enter a number. Again, how many tickets do you want? If I just simply put there a text, okay, IGCSE, okay. So again, the data was not a whole number. Only number is accepted, okay. Or simply I'll just write there 13. So again, data out of range, okay. But if I just simply enter 6, then the input is completely okay. So that is how we just use the same control structures, okay, selection control structures and repetition control structures to do what we are supposed to do. Okay, so that is kind of that. And just a quick summary. Validation, simply it means check if data is sensible or reasonable. It means according to the rules we have just said, is it true or not. Verification, simply it means check if the data is correct. That mostly needs to be checked against some database. Okay, the true or the correct version of that. Okay, is the data correct or not. Then try code block where Python checks for unexpected runtime crashes. Accept code block that runs if a specific error is intercepted. Len returns the corrected length of a string, essential for len checks. Continue skips the rest of the current loop iteration and goes back to the start. Okay, and break jumps out of the loop. Okay, and inside this video we have practically used all of them. That is it. Wish you all the best. Good luck and goodbye.